It's a sad day. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. You're listening to the All Burgundy and Go Everything Commanders podcast show powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM, Hopewell, Virginia. Sunday. Today was a massacre, man. A lot was going on, but the Commanders got BTA. I'm not going to talk about what the abbreviation stand for, but BTA against the Detroit Lions. They lost 44-22 at home, Northwest.
Yeah,
I'm with my guy. I'm Wole. I'm with my guy, Glen. What's good, my guy?
Nothing much, man. We were Santiago. We expected this. I mean, if you did not expect this, then something's wrong with you, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
There's something wrong with you. We expected this to happen. What I did not expect, and I don't know if you want to get into it. What I did not expect this defense to give up over 500 yards. And if Joe Witt is not fired or demoted, then Dan Quinn has a problem, because you don't give up 500 and some 20-some yards at the defense. I'm sorry. You don't do that. You gave 320 yards to Jared Goff, right? I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs in this game had 4 touchdowns over 40 yards. And what I saw guys giving up on plays. Frankie Louvu gave up today. Louvu gave up today, right? You got Louvu at the freaking end, and he couldn't block anybody. He's standing there watching. He was almost worse than Chase Young, and I don't even want to say that, but it did not look good today for Louvu being at the freaking end. So I'm just saying, it's time for a change, right? I'm like Cody Rhodes. Enough is enough. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like that meme. Yeah, exactly.
Enough's enough.
Yeah, we can wait. We won't. No, let me just because I want to get to all that, because you had great points, but want to make sure folks. I'm reminding folks that make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's All Burgundy and Go Errrything YouTube channel. If you're in the super chat, we accept super chats. Super chats help us support our show. Each super chat will be prioritized over all comments in the chat. Our All Burgundy and Go Errrything podcast is on multiple podcast platforms, so just please subscribe and also hit us with a comment on these platforms. But like this video too as well. But yeah, George, I'll get to you. I'll go right to it, man. Yeah, you feel like George? Like, do you feel like Glen? Like, did this team quit?
I mean, I guess, but I'm surprised to hear that. Well, no, I mean, maybe Glen was feeling more optimistic. I don't know. Whether they quit or not, you don't have the talent, you don't have the scheme. Detroit's got every one of their hosses. We were saying it before the game. If they held them under 30, that would have been a win. So they get 44. I'm not surprised. And yes, Witt deserves to be fired, because somebody has to be fired when you become the first NFL team in history to lose 4 games by 3 touchdowns in a row. They've given up 44 to the Cowboys, 28 to the deadgum Chiefs, 38 to the Seahawks?
38,
and 44 today.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, at least in the last 2 games instances, the only reason it wasn't more is because the teams we were playing decided, we're going to take it easy. I thank them, as somebody that has Jake Bates as a kicker in a life and death fantasy league struggle that I'm in. Thank you for doing that at the end and getting him 3 more points after you couldn't properly block an extra point, so he didn't get that one. But quit. I mean, I think you can say that. I think that's not surprising. I mean, here's the interesting thing. Why was there so many boilovers after these plays? Was there a lot of talking? What was going on? Because it's not as if they haven't struggled and played badly, but for whatever reason, today they were so frustrated. I mean, Daron Payne punched a guy. That's the other thing. You're already a bad defense, and you lose one of your best defensive linemen quite literally in the second series or the first series of the game? What chance do you have anyway?
I think, and so this is my thing. I think there's levels to. I agree with Glen. I think there's levels, and I think it's obvious that they quit. I think there's levels in which you see how it's mannerisms and what you see on the field. Like you had people not running plays out. You saw people like literally quitting. Like I mean, in real, like quitting. So I think that's important to say. Like especially when this regime is always kind of this regime is touted a particular way, like the brotherhood. We're gonna play everything out. We're gonna play to the end of we're gonna play to the end of the whistle. Like that's been a thing, right? We never quit. We never quit. We quit. Like Martin quit, Louisville quit on some plays. There's a lot of dudes who quit on plays. I'm not gonna lie to you. Once it got to a certain point,
they could get mad and punch somebody or get a penalty. They could do that.
Yeah. Once it got to, and that's a level of frustration too. Like that says a lot. Because to your point, George, they've been getting beat a lot by a lot of folks. And I know I get it. Like it can wear you down. But I think it gets to a point where all of this coming in play. Coach Witt has to come from the booth to the sideline. It's coming from somewhere. There's frustration. There's natural. You saw the players arguing amongst themselves. You saw them arguing on the sidelines. And Taj hit me up and like they're arguing amongst themselves in the sideline. Like there is like the brotherhood should be questioned now. Like that talk about the brotherhood should be questioned because now they're in a situation where everything was sweet last year. Now there's some adversity, and I don't think they're handling it correctly. And I mean players and coaches. So to me, yeah, I believe they quit. I believe they quit on them. I feel when you get Todd said he saw it live. When you see it, when you like when you give up that many points, right? And the way they were like for real, Jameson Williams, and I like Jameson Williams a lot. I like him out Alabama. I like him a lot. He looked like Chase, like Jamar Chase out there. He ain't Jamar Chase. He's good. He's really, really good. Like he's really good. Like very talented dude. But he ain't Jamar Chase. That's all I'm saying is like they made Jahmyr Gibbs spectacular running back, man. Spectacular. But golly, we made him look like he Barry Sanders. Like, and it's gotta get to a point where, and we saw it last year too with him, right? Like what he did to the squad in the postseason. But God, it's a sense of pride, man. It's got to be a sense of pride, especially when you play defense. It's got to be a sense of pride. Yeah, you can be outmatched by so many, like outmatched by in terms of talent. But when you're really working hard and grinding hard, and if it wasn't a pattern of giving up 40, 38 or whatever, I would say, oh yeah, they're just that much talented. But it's just been the thing. This has been a thing with this defense. They love to give you 40. They're like Oprah. You get 40, you get 40, you get 40, you get 38. Like that's what they are right now. So I'm not. And Mariota, like Mike, I'm not putting anything on Mariota. This is not a Mariota game, buddy. This is an all defense game.
No. Mariota was okay today.
Yeah, he didn't do nothing wrong. It was an all defensive game. This game was a game of nasty defensive proportions. Go ahead, George.
Because Wole, it's so interesting to me that you're saying this because you're talking about players are quitting and giving up. What did we hear from Candy before the game? Oh, the vibes in here are good. They're not like they are outside. So there is a major disconnect going on because I don't see how the vibes, if that is really the case, and if it is, that's kind of disturbing that the vibes are good because it makes it look like that they don't care anymore. Because if the vibes are good when you've played that bad and then you go out there and produce that, and I'm going off the CBS stats on their site, so it might be wrong. 546 yards for the other team. Jahmyr Gibbs, a mere 172 total yards today.
No. That's not even the best of it. Jahmyr Gibbs, average yards per carry. 9.5 yards, average yards per carry. Like, think about that. An NFL defense. Look, isn't it the same defense they told us last year? The same defense that they told us like they said this defense was going. Joe Wicks came out in the offseason and said our run defense is going to be 10 times better than it was. We're better than we were last year. I'm gonna repeat that. 9.5 yards a carry for Gibbs, 4.7 for Montgomery.
There you go.
You got beef on both sides, and don't get like Go ahead.
They was giving that up too in the playoff game. He just stopped giving him the football.
No, I agree. No, I'm not arguing that. No, that's my point. My point is came out in the offseason.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, and I'm with you. They came out in the offseason and said that was going to be fixed. We're gonna have Kinlaw. We're gonna fix all of that.
No,
that was the talk. We got Kinlaw. We're gonna fix all of that.
No,
it's the same exact problem.
It's the same exact problem. It wasn't going to be fixed because this team organization right now didn't bring the players in to fix it.
I got you.
And we said that. We said that they were offensively heavy in the offseason. Sorry. They brought in the key offensive players in the offseason. The defense wasn't fixed. We saw this. And you can't outscore a team that likes to put up a lot of points. I'm sorry. And you didn't cause any turnovers, right? And so that lies the problem with his defense. And you mentioned something earlier, right? And we said it on this past podcast on Thursday night when we had it. When we had it, Joe Witt coming down to the field meant nothing.
Absolutely
right?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Right? It means nothing because these players don't respect him. And go to your point where people quitting. I don't say guys. When I say quitting, I don't think these guys. And when I say quit, it's not the lack of effort. But when I see you miss a tackle and you lay down and watch the guy run past, that's what I say. That's it's the effort part, right? It's the effort. You need to get back up. When I see you not trying to get off a block and make a tackle, it's effort. Because when I see you arm tackling or running high, right? Here it is. The Jeremy McNichols, here's the difference in effort, right? You're on the 1.5 yard, you're on the 1 yard line. You hand the ball off, and my man Campbell stands you up, right? There was no offensive lineman near McNichols to help push him into the end zone. There was nobody there's nobody there. Where's the effort? That's effort, right? Even the running back was running high, right? You're there, you lean forward, you give him a push, you push him into the end zone, but nobody else was there. That's what I'm talking about. There's not the guys physically quit, but there's no effort right now. There's no sense of urgency or the umphness that needs to go place for these guys. Right now, seem like they just did it going through Sunday, get a check. Oh, next week, we get to chill in Spain. Hey, we're in Spain for a minute. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? And the Miami Dolphins are coming off a win from the Buffalo Bills. They're going to beat you in Spain. And this team, the last point, if I let you guys go, is this.
Yeah, you're good, buddy. You on one.
It seems as if we switched places with the Chicago Bears.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. Yep.
Last year, when the Bears, we beat the Bears, the Bears went on this slide.
And they did the same thing. Yep.
Washington lost to the Bears, and Washington's on the Chicago Bears slide. Call it what you want to call it, but this season,
that is a good point.
If I hear the P word one more time out of anybody, it is not playoffs. It is you're on the clock for your pick.
Yeah.
The P word is pick. And this team right here, I think I said it Thursday night, this team may go 3-14. And it's a strong possibility.
Oh man, no, it's not just strong. It's almost solid. Like, think about this, man. Like, you can't stop anybody. Like, that's the problem. And to be honest with you, the defense is worse than it was last year.
Yeah.
It's even worse.
And at this point,
back it up.
And at this point, and the numbers back it up. And at this point, I don't bring Terry McLaurin back. At this point, I don't bring Jayden Daniels back.
Why would you bring back to this? Like, for real, to your point, Glenn, like I'm not bringing, like, when you give up, if you're in competitive games, if you're gonna be in heights, like your team is giving up 44, 50, like all the time, like, dude, I'm not what for what? What is this? This is worse than high school football. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, the way they're like a bad high school defense. Like, not even a bad high school defense. Like, what they're doing here, like, seriously, like, they shouldn't be. Like, I think you got teams in college that play better defense than this. Like, this is bad. Like, if you tell a top of the line college defense that, hey, we just don't need you to give up 40 points consistently, you can probably find a good college defense that will hold an NFL defense to less than to at least 30. We're giving up 40. To Georgia's point, we're giving up 44, and they being easy on us. Like, if they wanted to get 60, they could have got 60. Real talk.
Oh, they were scoring quick. They were scoring quick, and we couldn't match the quickness, right? With them. And so they were scoring quick, 40 yards here, 40 yards there,
Seriously.
St. Brown here. You know what I'm saying? It was 40, it was quickness. To DC Slim's point, man, DC Slim, I hear this thing. You can't fire the whole staff because you can't replace the whole staff within a week, right? If they don't fire anybody this week.
It's an offseason you're talking about, or are you talking about?
Yeah, I think
talking about now.
I think he's talking about now. But they can't have it now. But I think there is, if no one gets fired this week, the week that they go to a bye, there's gonna be some heads roll. There has to be, right?
Man, I ain't look. Ain't nobody covering this one, buddy. Like what's going on this year ain't even worse than it was last year. If 5 was great, he was great. But this is a whole different level of bad. Let me keep this in being. What we're seeing here is a whole different level of bad. Because even when 5 didn't have his greatest games last year, like say like the Cowboys game or even the Bears game, right? The Bears game, he didn't look really for the Hail Mary. We were still in games.
We
were still in the game in Thursday night in Philadelphia.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't playing that. Yeah, exactly. This ain't. No, I can name games. This ain't the same team, bro. Like real talk. Like 5 was great. Like he saved us. But like the Atlanta game, he saved us. Like I know the games he saved. The Tampa, the playoff game. Also the Cincinnati game. Yeah, guaranteed. I ain't gonna ever like. But nah, man, this is worse. This is 10 times worse, bro. 10 times worse.
Can I push back on one point both of you made?
Go for it.
The rest of this season has got to be about getting ready for 2026.
Okay.
And like it or not, part of getting ready for 2026 is getting Daniels ready for 2026. I understand where both of you are coming from about not bringing him back. That young man needs reps and he needs to play. And I know this team sucks and I know we're worried about him getting hurt. But if we're getting ready for 2026, you're playing, hopefully, at some point, we're hopefully going to see the young players. I don't know, but hopefully, because even if he had a good game today, I'm so sick and tired of seeing Zach Ertz in the pattern. I can't stand it at this point. But Daniels needs to play in December. He does. He needs reps. He needs to face live bullets. He's got – because you got to get him ready for next year.
But
he hasn't done a lot of passes this year.
No, this is my question to that. I'm not debating. I've been playing devil's advocate.
Okay.
It's still the offseason. After the offseason, it's going to need work anyway. Like the work that work is going to be. It's like taking a break. You're still going to be rusty going into you know what I'm saying. Going into
and look, he needs. I want him to play a couple games at the end of the season. I want him for every dadgum mini camp. I don't care if it's mandatory or not, optional, mandatory, whatever. And then training camp, none of this bull crap with the joint practices, and that's all we're going to do. No, we're going to play in games. Michael Underwood, and I'm agreeing with you. Jayden needs to heal completely. He ought to be healed completely by the middle of December. Really, real talk, because he's getting all his time off to heal up his other injuries too, not just his arm.
Yeah,
they're not putting him on IR. I don't know the wisdom of that. I can't speak to that at all. But there is nothing wrong with playing him a couple games at the end of the season to get him more experience, more reps.
If you put him on IR, he has to set out a minimum of 4 weeks. So you don't want to do that, right?
They won't do it, even though he'll probably miss 4 weeks with his
because he'll probably play. To your point, George.
He's gonna play after Spain, right? That's a given.
Yeah,
he's gonna play after Spain. I think he's gonna play after Spain. One, because he wants to. Two, fan base, whatever you try to save, right? Whatever. This team, whatever, right? Whatever.
No, I'm with you.
This team doesn't want to be one of the top draft picks, right? Right now, they're fighting with the Giants to see who's the bottom of the barrel in this division. And let's be honest, the only team that's getting out of this division is the team that wins it, and which is the Philadelphia Eagles right now, right? If you look at the other conferences, people are 6-3, they got 6 wins. That's going to happen. The Dallas Cowboys, because of, everything that organization has going on, I don't expect them to win football games from here on out. They got a lot going on in the organization. Sad for them. But again, this Washington Commanders team, do you say they need a spark? Jayden Daniels is only a spark on offense. He doesn't play defense. And I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to tell people that the guy doesn't play defense. It has to be something deep down in the heart of the defensive players, Joe Witt, the defensive staff, to say, what are we not doing right? And I'm here to say, I'm at this point now, and I know I gave him a hard time. You kind of miss Jonathan Allen. I'm sorry that you miss Jonathan Allen a little bit on that D line. Maybe the leadership that he had with some of the guys, the cohesiveness. Let's be honest, this whole defense is different. Deron Payne gone right after the antics today. He whatever he had with this team, he's gone. A lot of the guys that 1-year contracts that on defense, they're gone. There's a whole new defense. So if you're gonna get of all your players gonna be gone, then the coach as well should be gone. I don't know what defensive coordinator they can bring in, but again, Joe Witt is not it. And I'm putting all the blame on him again. But you also have assistant coaches who, linebacker coaches, right? So what I know Bobby Wagner. I love Bobby Wagner, right? And not that he didn't play bad today, but again, Luvu's out of place. You got him down at the DN. Go back and watch. A lot of him, he's on the line. He's not Michael Parsons. I'm sorry, he can't do that. All right, he's not blocking a tight end. He's not blocking Laporta. He's not blocking any tackle one-on-one. He's gonna get stood up. That's where you're struggling at. I know we wanted to find a place for Luvu, but right now he's not the wild Samoan. I hate to use that term, but that's wrestling term. But he's not what he was last year because of the scheme and because who's playing in front of him. And I know Dietrich Wise is hurt, but some of the things that we're playing against, or the people that we're playing against, this right now is talent, and we cannot use injuries as an excuse, because if we're really honest, right? This defense got exposed against Green Bay week, and that was week 2, I believe.
Yeah, that too. They did got exposed today. Right. That's when it all really started, finding weaknesses. Yeah.
And that was week 2. Yeah. So that was before anybody got injured.
Yeah.
Green Bay exposed this defense. So I don't want to hear that excuse as well. I need people to be accountable for their actions and say, guess what? We just don't have the pieces, and it's not right. So
yeah, I'm gonna put the fellas. I'm gonna put the fellas and ladies. I don't discriminate. If you're in the chat, I'm gonna put the link within the chat. So I think the chat pretty much comes out on it's on the YouTube chat. I should try to put this on X too. Folks on X trying
throw it on X.
I'll throw it on X too as well. But y'all just tell us how you feel. Not gonna be on forever though. You all on forever, but I'll give you a couple minutes to kind of vent.
And keep it clean.
Yeah, keep it clean too. Yeah, keep it clean. Thank you, George. Yeah, keep it clean.
Hey, Taj, you know what, Taj? You know what you're right, Taj. I'm gonna save my energy, and we all should save our energy. We keep repeating ourselves. Let's keep.
Oh, you listen to me? I say that's my thing, not to repeat myself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to keep talking. All I'm gonna say is what I didn't like. I just didn't like. I don't know. Maybe I'm different in this element of like when you Glen, you're a coach. And say like you coach, like I coach for basketball, and like I can tell like when someone's their will is taken away from them.
Yeah,
right. I think that's the best way to look at it. And I felt like watching this game, the command, their will was taken. Like, and that's the one thing you don't want to see. Like, you want to kind of, you want to.
Did they have any will in the first place?
No, that's what I'm saying.
They had some will.
No. I know. I'm gonna repeat to what George just said. I think the will was taken early, like very early. Maybe not in this game, but I felt like they didn't believe they can beat Detroit. You knew it. Like they didn't believe the defense didn't believe. And I'm gonna be real. I don't think the defensive coach staff didn't believe they can contain them either. All right, I'm gonna put in. I see DC Slim too, so we'll put in Paul first, and then I'll put DC Slim because I'm giving everybody some time.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What's going on, Paul? So tell me how you feeling about what we saw.
We're not surprised, but anyway, real quick, I'm all on board and getting rid of everybody. I don't care.
All right.
That's it.
That's it. That's all it is. Right, since you on that tip, DC Slim, I know that's what you like to add. DC Slim, what's going on, buddy? How you feeling, my guy?
DC Slim.
Hey, let's all say it together. Dan, Griff, and Joe.
Let's go.
All right. Hey, look, man. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I'm not surprised, but I give you a plan. I got a solution for you because this don't sound like a broken record.
Go ahead.
Now, I keep hearing everybody say that we can't fire these people during the season. You actually can. All right. So when you fire these people, when I say whole staff, I don't mean everybody in the room. Look, we already know the person who's gonna replace these three fools are just temporary. So you got to get rid of them now, so you can start your coaching search. You can find a great staff. And look, all of this is on Dan Quinn, because remember, he told us that he listened to everything in the headset, and he ain't been interrupting nothing. So it starts from the top. If you tell it, you can't fix this problem without getting rid of all three. Hey, look, it's nothing against them. I'm not trying to be personal, but this is a train wreck, dog. It's no, and I'll be honest with you, dog.
Yeah.
I'm sitting back laughing and actually looking for more because I need the delusional fans to come around too. Because some of this is our fault. Because for the past few weeks, everybody been calling me crazy for saying it. I'm telling you, I know these coaches. I've been watching them for years. And Cliff Kingsbury wouldn't have got a job if we wouldn't have had him. So let that sink in for a minute. And I would
the Raiders about to hire him. No, the Raiders was going to hire him though. Raiders were going.
The Raiders will hire me and you, dog. Come on, man.
hey, whoa, everybody on here. If your defense is letting the opponent's offense average Jordan 86 Jordan numbers, you got to be fired.
I mean, the 517 got me when I saw the 517, 576, whatever the number is. 500 yards, 500 total yards on offense in the NFL is ridiculous.
Glen, average over the 4 games, 40 over the last 4 games.
Yeah. Last five games, I did the math again. They gave up 179 points in the last 5.
Well, I do want to give I'm giving my man DC Slim some flowers on this element though. I will agree with this though. You know what I'm saying? I think that like because you are a defensive-minded head coach and you allow this to happen, like you a defensive-minded, like you allow this to happen, like folks got to start looking at you a certain way now. Like it can't be like you can't come in here and thinking like, oh, you cool, you like you safe, like you Teflon, like you can't be like that's your side of the ball. Like it just like for instance, if Sean McVay was struggling coaching the Rams and his offense was bad. Like you would have to look at Sean McVay. Like you got to study him, be like, all right, dude, like this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is on you, like right. And Sean McVay's doing a great job. I'm just saying, using that as an example. But I'm just saying, like when this is supposed to be your thing, defense is what you talk about. This is your thing. This is what got you the fame. This is what got you a job for real to be a coach. It's your defense.
What got him the job was that plane in Detroit.
No, not that.
The plane turned around.
I'm just talking about coaching in general, like to be a coach in general. And
hey, you know what the irony of all of this is the Detroit head coach standing there with a play sheet calling plays. One,
that was crazy. Right? That was crazy. I know.
Number 2, the last 2 teams we played showed up our offensive coordinator that you can still play football like 1965 and score points.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is true. All right, I'm gonna let go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead. Let you one more thing. I'm gonna let y'all go and put talk.
Just saying. I talked to Taj point. If Taj listening, Taj said,
I'll put Taj in right now. Go ahead. I'll put Taj in right now.
Hey, Taj. No man.
Why you look so blank?
Hey, yo, hold on. Taj must have left the stadium. Taj must have. Taj, either you live close to the stadium or you left early because you're home quick.
Oh, I left early, bro. I left early.
Smart move.
Bruh, Taj, to your point, we was chatting, Taj. You remember you said though nobody throwing out our corners on the outside? They throwing over the middle for the last 4 games.
Look, I'll be honest, Paul. I was there live.
Yeah.
It looked like they was playing Madden on the easy rookie settings. Everybody was open. Everybody was open. Golf looked real comfortable. Them jokers was just same thing. They was putting the guy in motion, running them off the thing, open in the flat or open in the middle. Why even look on the outside? It was just there, wide open. And I think I was listening to the radio on the way home. Vilma was saying, run the same play until they stop.
Yeah, he was saying,
They weren't stopping. Yes, they did.
They weren't. Yeah, I'm saying it's crazy.
They ran a JMO play 3 times in different formation. Ran the same play to JMO 3 times in a row. I said, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
How do you love the fact that once again we had another week where we had defensive players run into each other, leaving a wide receiver 15 yards wide open? I mean, it's week 10. And you got guys running into each other.
Well, here it is.
Simple drag routes are dragging us. Yeah, hey, simple drag routes are dragging us. Exactly.
This is the problem when you have players running into each other, and I had that on Friday night. This past Friday night, either they don't care, right? They don't know their assignment, and that's either still on the head coach, right? It's on the cornerback coach. It is what it is. Either they don't care or they don't know. And
I think they don't know is more likely.
But at this level, you're getting paid too much money to not know, and or it can't be that complicated. Freaking play cover 1 or cover 3. It's very simple in the NFL, right? It's not and truth be told, after 10 yards, everything turns into man anyway, right? So you just keep everything in front of you. So it's very simple. So again, you can't be running into each other. Y'all have to know your assignments, and that's the problem. And I don't want to hear that Marshawn Lattimore's not on the field. Don't want to hear about Will Harris. Guess what? You all are professionals because this organization told us last year, and they talked about it. Next man up.
Do you agree with this statement?
And so when next man is up, that means you got to be ready. And if your play ain't ready, he shouldn't be the next man up.
I'm gonna ask. But what if don't nobody get a chance to be the next man up with all them old heads in there?
Yeah, but the old heads are dropping like flies, DC.
The two we want to be missing ain't left yet. It's Luvu.
There you go. Luvu ain't that old though yet.
Hey man, what is Luvu doing, man? He just be running around, man.
Man, Luvu just be running. He's a young boy. He a young boy who don't think. That's the problem.
He's out of position, man. They're not playing with him right. They're not playing him right. So,
hey,
I'm ready to see Luvu in Solo Sikoa's group next week on SmackDown.
Hey, my man, what's going on, DMV Sports, man? Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know I appreciate y'all. Says he asked this question. He said, "Well, there's a statement. Coach lost the locker room, gentlemen. Do you agree?"
Yes. They're fighting on the sideline, as Todd said. The locker room's already lost.
I wouldn't say lost. I say I don't think nobody ever respected these coaches, because they know their reputation and history. And I think you just seeing it now because J5 covered it all. I don't think nobody ever this problem was here last year. All right. We didn't want to talk about it because we had that soft life. But now that it's here, man, it's been here. Lattimore said it in week 1. He exposed Joe Witten. He said, when everybody know what we're gonna do, how we gonna stop it? The writing been on the wall. That's straight up.
We knew that.
All right, my man, Mike. It's on, Mike. What's going on, Mike?
What's up, fellas?
What's up, Mike?
What's up, bro? Mike, how you feeling, Mike?
Hey, listen. I'm happy. I'm like, we're gonna have a good draft this year, man.
Hey man,
hey listen, I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I don't want to get my hopes up high no more. I told y'all, I think we was on here the second game we lost. I told you we don't have the right personnel, man.
I mean, I think just a little bit. I mean, it's a little bit of everything.
Well,
I feel like it's. I don't even see. I got a coach's mind, so I don't even like using like personnel. Everybody wants because we get that every year. You know what I'm saying? For instance,
I ain't talking about coach. I'm not talking about coaching. I'm talking about the players. We ain't got
no players. No. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We do this every year. We do this every. That's what I'm saying. All right, for instance, I'll give an example. We said this thing about Emmanuel Forbes is a bum. He out there playing good in LA. He just had a pick today. Like we got dudes that leave this organization. We try to throw shade on Curl and said he was overrated. He balls for the Rams.
He balls for the Rams.
Like all these, like we do this every year about personnel. Like I think the scheme. If we want to say the scheme that they have don't fit the dudes they got, then I can make that. I'm with you in that argument. Like,
don't let me tell you, man. Well, hey, last week, my fault. Last week, Flores shut them down with gum and 2 picks. Just shut them down completely. Same team.
I'm just saying, like, my point is that I know what you're saying, Mike. I know what you're saying. I just feel like maybe they just didn't assess their scheme to this talent. Put it that way, to this personnel.
Did you see Wagner checking the fastest running back in the league right now?
Did you see? My question to you is, why is he doing that? Because did you see they put McGee on that running back and McGee got freaked? Why is McGee checking him? That's the point. Why is McGee on him? That's my point. That's like
great question.
Back in the day, that's like, all right, how fast and explosive that boy is, Gibbs. It's like me putting, I'm gonna go back, and he's not as good as a route runner. It's like me putting, Marshall Faulk on, say, a linebacker. You knew that was a mismatch. Automatically, you knew that was a touchdown. Like you knew it. So why are you putting? And McGee, we said is fast. He got freaked by Gibbs, but I'm not gonna say Gibbs is a bum. I'm gonna tell you why is he on Gibbs. You should put a safety on him. It should be a safety type. He ain't a plotting running back. This is a dude that got wide receiver type ability as a slot who happens to be a running back.
True.
But once again, they go back to what we be saying. Are you telling me on Tuesday when we watching game tape, nobody is recognizing that?
Exactly.
And on Wednesday when we go to practice, we don't do that again.
I agree.
That's not happening.
No, I agree with you, because that's my problem. That same thing has happened week for week. Like having Bijan Robinson on Bobby on Bijan Robinson. That's asinine. It's the same. That's the same type of play that you just saw. I'm using Jordan McGee's example. It's the same thing. They know, okay, we got a twitchy running back. They're gonna put a linebacker on him. We can get by this linebacker. It don't matter. A linebacker on him is a mismatch. They isolate.
And they was running the same play offense, man. They was doing slants in the middle of the field.
I agree.
That's where our weakness at is the middle of the field.
They know the weakness, but we don't change anything. It's this people attacking us the same way, man. That's the problem.
Let me say this real quick. I think that can be fixed. The reason why it won't be fixed, because really Joe Witt is compensating for the 2 bums that we got. All right. So at the same time, if you just give me all 3 of the rookies off the break, then you can play the defense completely different. You really can't even blitz your safeties with Wagner in the game. If you notice that, we don't even blitz safeties. None of them young linebackers are blitzing. So we just compensating for Luvu and Wagner.
See, I think you giving Witt too much credit. I ain't gonna hold you. I think that.
That's not me giving him credit. I think he's looking out for his man at the same time. Plus, that's a brotherhood. You know, Wagner is connected to Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn and Witt is boys, and Wagner is Witt's boy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, y'all. We're going. I'm gonna have to let y'all go. We're gonna hit some comments in the chat.
Peace out, fellas.
I appreciate y'all big time. I appreciate all of y'all, man.
Appreciate y'all.
I want to. Taj posted a great question in the chat before he came on, and I actually wanted to keep him on just to answer this, but it's fine. He says, question, what is everyone's final straw? Everyone says DQ is 100% safe. I don't see it, but what's your final straw? Not what AP would do, but what's your final straw?
Come on.
What's my final straw?
Yeah, like what's your final? What is it that you'll say, okay, I've had enough DQ, you can get out of here?
Oh, for DQ. If you keep Joe Witt, get out of here.
Yeah, if he doesn't not even keep Joe Witt, if he doesn't acknowledge Joe Witt,
you can get out of here.
And what I want to say this with Taj to that question: if DQ doesn't do what Dan Quinn did to start calling defense, right? Let's go through the cycle real quick, right? Joe Witt came from the booth to the field. It didn't work out. Dan Quinn, man, let's go before then. Dan Quinn said we need to simplify some things so we can play fast, right? Y'all remember that comment? You remember that comment?
Yep.
Came down from the booth. They played well because they simplified some things. All right. Then he came from the booth today. Didn't go well. So what I need to see next week against Miami and Spain, I need to see Dan Quinn. Hey, Taj, come on back in. If you got something else. I want to see Dan Quinn calling defensive plays. You don't have to fire Joe Quinn because the offensive coordinator from Detroit is not fired, right?
Well, here's something else.
The offensive coordinator from Detroit's not fired, but Dan Campbell's calling plays. Don't fire Joe Witt. Just take over the play calling.
I'll fire him. I think he needs to be gone because as they take away his play call, he's nothing anymore. I feel like he should be gone. And no knock on. I don't like the knock. I hate saying like losing somebody pay. He'll get his contract. He'll get his rest of his money. But at the end of the day, like I need action. I need real action because if he's not calling plays, then what is he there for? Was he going to just coach DBs? We were position coach. Like I'd rather, if I'm him, just be gone. Like no knock on him. And I hate like saying fire. I'm not wishing for anybody. I mean, not, you know what I mean? Like I don't want anybody to lose their job for real in real life. But I'm just saying, like in this situation in sports, everybody's accountable. And he is lost. He is lost. You know what I'm saying? Like he is lost. So you call Taj? You call Taj in, right? All right, Taj. Yeah. Here you go.
What's up, Taj? Hey, go ahead and make your point, Taj.
I mean, to the question I was telling George about the final point, I was one of these people that wasn't on board on saying that Quinn has to go at the end of the year, and I'm still might not be at that point. But I think the point that everybody is missing or not focusing on, and that's the reason why I asked you guys what will be your final straw with this whole coaching staff. And I'm not getting into all the stuff that everybody in the chat loves to talk about because
I got you.
That's fantasy talk.
Yeah. About.
The issue is the thing that Dan Quinn was credited for was culture and accountability. The anytime, any place.
Yes.
And for the first time, I mean, I respect everything that Candy says and a lot of people, but I've been hearing some things a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I saw it for the first time today, live. Yeah. You saw it. Like on the field, guys was making business decisions. You saw it on the sideline where people were fighting. People were fussing and pointing at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there like, what are you doing as the head coach? Because if you don't want to take over the play calling, I get it. You should be helping with the game plan during the week. But if I watched Campbell take over the play calling and we had him look like McVay / Kyle Shanahan today, at least for 1 week, prove it's not your personnel. Because from what I'm hearing, a lot of these people that's on the defense, you advocated for. You wanted them.
Bruh, you telling me, look, I'm gonna say this. Everybody talk. This is why I don't talk about like personnel. Everybody, all right, I'm going to last year. I'm gonna be blatantly honest. Everyone said, like, all right, like Forbes sucks. He shouldn't be a cornerback on this team. He's trash. I mean, the reason I'm gonna use him as an example. And now everybody complains about our cornerback play. While in the Rams, he's the starting cornerback on one of the best teams in football and one of the better defenses in the NFL.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But he's horrible as a cornerback. When did he get that much better?
So, and that's why I'm asking my brothers, Glenn, George, and you. I get it. I'm not for because at some point that's part of the culture too. We can't keep turning over personnel every other year.
Yeah.
I get that. But what I saw today, I hope it's just a blip on the radar.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool during the week to say, "Oh, we need to fire." I get it. We laugh and he. But today was the first day that I felt like, whoa, if Quinn don't get this fixed real quick, like we got like 6-7 more weeks to go.
Yeah,
everything look bad. Nah, I get you. If this is the thing, go ahead.
I get you, Taj, and because this is my point too. Because I get what you're saying. Because again, I've been on teams where the coaches lost the locker room, right? They lost the players, right? And it hasn't been at NFL level, but I've been there, and you start seeing those things, and it becomes the whisper of the coach. You got to reel it back in, and if he doesn't really, only 1-2 saving graces he'll have to reel it back in. One is this week in Spain, right? Because you're out of the country for the most part. Then after that, you have a bye week, right? And that bye week should be the week where you have I know team players do different things, but that team meeting, getting together, talking to your coaching staff, what do we change? What do we fix? Because if they come out the bye, Taj, to your point, they come out the bye and has nothing changed, I'll agree with you, fire Dan Quinn, right? Because again, that's to me, when I look at a bye, I look at a bye as a reset button. You have what's worked and what hasn't worked in the first half of the season, right? Look at teams that played us coming out of the bye. Like they took off, right? Teams that played up because they changed things or they simplified things.
Yeah.
Caleb
Williams looked different after the bye than he did at the beginning of the season, right? So there's some different things to buy. So if Dan Quinn has not changed anything, and I'm not saying fire Quinn, but I'm saying you have to shake the apple cart up, right? There has to be some different things put in place. If it may be you call in place, I know with your boy, he has to go. And I'm not just using Witt as a scapegoat, right? Because there's some things offensively as well that needs to change, right? So you got to figure out why your running game is only averaging 2.9 or 3.9 yards a game, where at the beginning of the year, the running game was average. I also want to make a point to offense too. If you look at, I know Conley's a rookie, right? But the rookie got demolished today.
Again.
Right? right? If you go back and look on the goal line play that I think it was McNichols or it was Bill, the 2-point conversion. Which it was Bill running it, right?
Yeah, it's Bill. It's Bill.
It was Bill. Go look at how Conley got knocked down to the ground and got blown up on that play. So you got to look at your offensive scheme too. Is Conley the best person right now to be there? Is it Brandon Coleman? So again, as a coaching staff, as a coach, head coach, you look at all this, and it is your job to make tough decisions. It is your job to make this team better. It was your job when the team was 14-3, whatever they were last year, standing in front of everybody saying this culture changed, next man up mentality. It can't change because your what your philosophy is and what your culture is usually get can't change because you're not winning games. Now your personnel can change, your message has to still be the same. How do you which means Dan Quinn last year was a front runner because the team was winning. He really wasn't doing anything. If you want to say that, right? He was just going with the narrative. But if you're really a coach, you buckle down and you go Marty Schottenheimer. You tighten the screws up. If you want to be here and play. We got X amount of games. We got 7 more games left. Hey, stand up or go home. And then to George's point, everybody else's point, play them. If they end up 3-14, I just believe in my heart and heart that Josh Harris and Adam Peters is not going to fire Dan Quinn because
I want to mention something. I'm sorry.
You want to read this?
No, go ahead.
No, you can read. Yeah, read this because
Adam Peters is showing us that him putting the roster together is a joke. It's no way Kingsbury said we can get by without 14-2 and 80 all key contributors to us winning. Number 11 on the back end.
That's a lie. Because I'll tell you why. Because according to Peters, it was Cliff that jumped up and down for Connolly.
Yeah,
he's the one who championed for that move.
He wanted Connolly, yes.
Right. They told us the receiving core was going to be better with Debo. The coaches said that. They said it was going to be better.
But Debo is his guy, though. Debo is his guy.
Yeah, Debo is his guy. Yeah, I get that.
Debo is his guy. Debo is his guy.
But then it was the coaches that said the running back room is all of the professionals and this and that. They the ones who said the tight end room was great with Zach, and we was lucky to have Zach back. The defensive coaches are the ones that said now that we got Dietrich Wise, we can set the edges. I remember for a fact, I think it was DQ that said we will be surprised by Will Harris. Now, granted, he got hurt, but everybody, even the reporters, were saying, "Oh, y'all gonna be surprised what Will Harris can do in coverage." So, granted, I'm not saying Peters is perfect. I'm not saying that, but then that again, there's a disconnect because who we going to blame? Because if we blaming the personnel, like Peters is not bringing in the right people, cool. Now I'm gonna ask George, what is the coaching staff doing to make? Because I'm just one of these people that believe that if you in the NFL, I get it. There's levels to it, but if you in the NFL on a roster, you ain't a like people try to make it seem like you just playing flag football.
Yeah,
the last week in Roger B. Taney or Thurgood Marshall Middle School parking lot. No,
right?
Nah, these boys was first, second, third round picks. A lot of them was sought after free agents.
Correct.
So at this point, I know Wally say it all the time. At some point in time, we gotta stop blaming the personnel. So I'm asking. I'm asking George because I know where George is gonna go with this, but I'm real intrigued with what George is going to say about that statement.
About what are they doing to get them ready, or what are they?
Yeah, that one.
I mean, I feel like I go through this a lot watching college basketball, where I watch a team play and I wonder what they're working on in practice. And I've asked that question many times when I see the same things happening over and over again. And the answer is, I have no idea what they're doing, because we know this. They're not working on tackling, because, of course, you probably really can't at this point of the season. But they're a terrible tackling team. They're terrible at doing their assignments on these on when they get these combo routes because they keep running into each other. They get moved off the ball by the other team's offensive line all the time. It seems like you saw that today. And some of these holes that Gibbs and Montgomery run through were gaping holes, and Khalif Raymond was getting something. So I don't know what they're doing, Taj. I wish I had an answer for you. All I can think is they don't have a plan B. Their problem is their idea of a plan B is to do plan A better. And plan A does not work at this point. And again, I'll go back. I know we're talking about how bad the defense is, but I want to go back to when they kicked the field goal at the beginning of the game. It's 7-0. They get the first down with McNichols. He gets 4 yards. They get the first down. And then it's 3 passes in a row and kick a field goal. And I'm just like, Cliff, seriously, can you one time lean on this running game? Try to lean on this running game. This ain't Seattle's run defense we're going up against. Like, I could almost understand that last week because of how good they were defensively against the run. You try to throw to set up the run, I could buy that. But it's pass, kick a field goal. And it's like at that point you kind of know, okay, this isn't going to go well. This coaching staff, except for the special teams coach, it's abysmal. And if there isn't serious turnover in the staff at the end of the season, then that would be it for me with Dan Quinn. Because the thought of firing the coach 1 year after he got to a conference championship game is, in a vacuum, it's insane to do that. And you don't want to be – we don't want to be like we were under Dan Snyder when we were just cycling through coaches left and right because you need stability to win. You look at Dan Campbell on the other side. They won 2 games his first year, and they were 2-7 and then got hot at the end of the season to get to 7 wins or 8 wins, whatever it was. That second year, and then it started to come together for the Lions. So you want to give these people time. I understand where Tony Harding's coming from about his criticisms of Adam Peters, but I'm going to say it again. He was trying to rebuild this thing on the fly, and then oops, we got in a championship game. So he thought, well, I got to go for it because if I don't go for it, people are going to be mad about that. And when you have 5 picks in the draft. That's not enough to do the things you need to do to help the roster. So Adam Peters is going to have a great offseason, obviously, with free agency and the draft. He's going to have to draft as much for quantity as quality. But this ludicrous coaching staff, these offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, I can't wait to see the back of both of them at this point.
So you believe that Adam Peters went for it? What do you mean by what do you mean?
You trade for Laramie Tunsil and you trade for Deebo Samuel and you sign Von Miller? Those are the kinds of moves you're doing.
Von Miller doesn't count because Von Miller. I would make the argument that Von Miller is not Von Miller. That is.
Well, that's fine, but
that's V Miller. That's not Von Miller.
What were we saying at the time when we signed Von Miller?
I was saying
I'm gonna tell you what I said. I told you. I said this is what I said. I'll be honest with you. I said we're getting an older Von Miller. We're not getting the Von Miller, but I thought he'd be at least a little bit better than Fowler. I didn't look at him as an impact player. I won't even lie to you. I thought he'd be a contributing player. I thought he's better than Fowler, but he's done worse than I thought that he would be. But I didn't think of him as a game changer. Let me say that.
I know I'm probably copping the plea when I say this, but I think both of you guys are right, and this is why I think both of you are right. I think he did go for it by trading the picks and going for a Tunsil and other stuff like that. But I think that he went cheap and didn't go all in with certain positions like the receiving core. Because I think he overvalued Jayden's superpowers.
On offense, yes.
Because everybody painted the narrative that, Jayden made Crowder and Oz and Damami Brown look great. So he can make anybody look great.
There you go.
Once we get Debo in here and then Terry, which he fumbled that one. I would say AP fumbled that one. And stuff like that. He was under the belief that Jayden was, and I'm not saying he's not going to be one of those ones, but he's not there yet.
He's young.
Yeah, he's young. He's not Tom Brady or Mahomes where you can give him any receivers.
Them dudes weren't them dudes until like 5
or 6 years into their career. Yeah. And that's what I think Wole and Glen, y'all say all the time, that we became prisoners to our success the first year.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think some fans overestimated the team and the talent level, because I was one of the few people when I started hearing some of these numbers like, oh, we're going to win 14, 15 games. I was like,
I was there too, though. I'm not going to hold you.
I was like this.
I said 12.
I thought we were going to be – look, I must be real with you. I said this. Yeah, I said this. I was like, all our defense got to do is get to, like, top 15 and be up there and leading in turnovers, and we would be like that. Look at me now.
I'm sorry. Just hearing that.
Look at me now. Look at me now. Okay, I'm just saying. Look at me now.
I mean, I want to go back a little bit on Taj's point, because I think I want to read some comments. I
want to read some comments. We've been kind of like
get
some comments.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's do that. I'm sorry, because we got a lot of good comments.
Yeah. What we had, I had one from DMV Sports Zone. Sports. I'm sorry, DMV Sports. So the organization is not a safe place. The money has to be the money has to be on the field versus talent. Yeah, the money. I feel like they need to put more money out there. They need to buy. This offseason is gonna be something. Like they're gonna have to spend some money.
And to Taj's point, we still had a lot of cap space. Now I understand
a lot
that we're already sort of planning for the Jayden extension, and that's part of that. But leaving us in a situation where Noah Brown's your number 2 wide receiver is really bad, or your number 3 wide receiver is really bad, because Noah Brown just doesn't stay healthy. It's the only reason we got him in the first place. He's very talented. When he plays well. But his best ability is not his availability. And if it was, he would not have been available when we got him.
No, I agree. I just feel like, again, there's a lot they're going to have to do as an organization in terms of, and this becomes from Adam Peters. You can't take advantage, like you can't use year one as, all right, this is how it's going to be. You always got to plan ahead. You got to plan ahead. You got to make the next move. You got to be like, all right, you have to assume that people get better. Like year one, I felt like the assumption that teams were going to get better didn't really hit his mind. You know what I'm saying? Or also, like, people want to have film and tape. They're going to have tape on you. What you did in year one, if I don't build on my talent, if we're going to use talent as an example, right? That's the thing. Like, all right, if I know my defense struggled against the run, I'm not just going to bring, and no luck, Kinlaw has been fine. Like, it's not just going to be a Kinlaw thing. I'm going to make sure I have a real stout defensive front. Like, not just I got Kinlaw, because not like it ain't like Kinlaw is, say, Aaron Donald. Like, I'm not bringing Aaron Donald to stop and that's going to be my claim to fame on my D-line. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I brought in Aaron Donald, then I'm like, yeah, I got Aaron Donald. Yeah, we're going, like, yeah, we should be able to stop. We're going to stop everything. I got a dynamic playmaker. Kinlaw shouldn't be like your only move. You should bring more bodies to the table than just like, I'm going to bring Kinlaw and I'm going to bring Sweat with it too. Not Monte. I'm talking about like a Josh Sweat. That's an example. Like, I'm bringing those two. Now I feel like my defensive line is better than it was last year. If that's the route I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna bring in Kinlaw. Let me bring in like a third down player in Von Miller and hoping that he can like exceed what he did last year. Like, I'm not gonna do anything like that. That's my thing. Like, if you're going to spend money, like, because offense wasn't our weak part. It wasn't the weakness for us. That wasn't the weakness. Last year, we were scoring 28 to 30 points with Jayden. So when adding on to the offense, we're going to score more. Okay, but defense was always a problem. Like, we weren't stopping the run. Defense was always an issue. It wasn't like we had some key plays, got some turnovers, whatever, but defense was an issue. It wasn't like defense was stout. We weren't living in an era where our defense was thorough. Now, it was decent enough. It was middle of the road, but it wasn't like we saw it. We saw it in the Eagles game. We were like, we had questions after that. We knew what time it was. We knew we had to get better.
Right. But somebody brought up a point recently. They said that Adam Peters attacked last season's all season like a guy that wasn't sure of the girl that he was dating. You ever been on a date where you took somebody out and you was like, I ain't gonna go all in on this one because I'm not too sure. And it seemed like that's how he attacked it all season. Like, he went in, but then he didn't. All these 1-year deals and these over the hill, it's almost like he knew, just in case this goes left, I still have the flexibility to get out a lot of these bad contracts and still have the flexibility to attack this off season. But to everybody's point, and even the people in the chat that are typing stuff, this off season, Adam Peters has to put his foot into it and really show out.
He really does.
He has to.
Hey, Todd, I'm gonna let you go, but appreciate you, my guy.
Thank you, Taj.
Appreciate you, brothers.
Oh man, you know it, but you already know. You already know what time
it's been therapeutic. Very therapeutic.
I mean, I don't know about that, but it's okay.
Appreciate you, Todd. Appreciate you. Hey, I want to hit on this real quick, and this is some of the things that Dan Quinn said during the press conference. And I'm gonna put up on the screen. And one of these quotes caught me by he said Dan Quinn quotes from the day press conference. We sure as hell ain't playing up to our standards. There's a ton to fix. This is the one I got. This is one I don't think we are who we think we are. That's the one that got me. It goes back to our point. It goes back to our point. They thought they was great, right? Yeah. They forgot the last game that they played. They got smoked by the Philadelphia Eagles, right? From last season. And so you forgot who you were, right? Even if you get to the playoffs, even if you get to the Super Bowl, right? Dare not say the Kansas City Chiefs spank you, right? So you can't come in here thinking you're the same team from last year when the players have changed.
Exactly. You just got exposed in a championship game last year.
We got exposed, right? And we knew what we was that got exposed. But again, to Adam Peters, I'm not giving him a pass. He didn't go fix the problem. Edge rushing, running. They thought Kinlaw was going to fix the problem. I love Larry Tunsil. I think Larry Tunsil was great. I love Deebo Samuel. I thought it was
great.
Both
of them. Yeah,
I like both of them. You gave them a lot. You gave them a lot of weapons on offense, but you gave them weapons on offense. But every game can't be a track meet.
Yeah.
Right now, granted, if you have Jayden, maybe Jayden makes up for some of these points, but maybe he doesn't.
I just think that to me, when you're building a team, this is just my thought process. That you try your hardest to like build on your weakness, right? You put your emphasis on building up your weakness. And I ain't gonna lie to you, during this offseason, I remember coming through the offseason and was like, I'm not impressed with the moves they made to fix the defense. Like I was not impressed. I didn't come in thinking like we're gonna get more sacks, because in today's football, in today's NFL, right? Like if you don't get pressure on the quarterback, you ain't doing nothing. Like you ain't doing nothing really defensively if you ain't getting pressure on a quarterback. Like, yeah, it's good to stop the run. You should be able to stop the run, but it's a passing league. If you don't get pressure on a quarterback, you're not going to be successful in today's NFL.
And balls coming out quick, man.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't bring any guys who are going to get at the quarterback, like Paul said, don't care. AP's biggest mistake was not getting a defensive playmaker at 29. That's what I wanted at 29.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted. I know everybody was like, no, man, that edge rusher ain't gonna be as good. I prefer that now. I still prefer it.
Yep.
Because like you need somebody, like we talk about having youthful energy. Like you need somebody with youthful energy on the edge who is explosive. You need somebody like that. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm at. I'm like that was my issue with 29. No knock on Connerly, no knock on him. I've said it here. I think he surprised me in certain games. And I look at him, I'm like, you know what, in year 3, I think he'll be a quality, a good, I think he'll be not quality. I think he'll be a good tackle, a good right tackle in the NFL, like year 3. But that doesn't, but I'm gonna keep saying it. I thought there were way better players than him at 29, and some were edge rushers. And they chose that route. You in today's NFL as a defense, you need an edge rusher. Like you need guys who can get pressure. That's what you need. And if you ain't getting guys, if you don't value that, and I'm talking about value that, I don't care if that's in free agency or in the draft, your defense is going to struggle. You know, that's what it is. Period. Or if you don't have a coordinator who's just say, you know what, I'm gonna go out there and get pressure because I want to get pressure, then you have the wrong dude. Like the good ones that compete, they're going to get pressure. They're going to try to get pressure. It's either they got guys who are talented to get it on one-on-one, or they're going to devise pressure. The Eagles can get pressure with their front four. They don't have to bring extras. There are other teams like you look at
can get pressure with their front four.
You look at Kansas City, they devise pressure. They bring pressure. You know what I mean? That's why, like, you got to get when you playing these good quarterbacks in the league, you got to get. You can't have guys sit in the pocket. You're gonna give Jared Goff time in the pocket. Of course, he's gonna get you.
Mm-hmm.
We know we've seen if you get pressure on Jared Goff, what quarterback you get. But if you don't have a team constructed to get pressure, sorry, it ain't working. Taj, thanks for the super chat, Taj. We appreciate you, man. Here's to the point I made earlier. The Debo trade was good, but we said he wasn't a route runner. They never got one. Upgrade cornerbacks, but let Chin go. And then we can't cover running backs and tight ends again. And we can't cover tight ends and running backs again. Yeah, like the Chin thing again. I know a lot of people kind of. I'm gonna be real. So Will Harris, to me, I'm gonna give him some flowers. I'm not gonna act like Will Harris is a bum because I came out initially wasn't happy with the Will Harris signing, but I will say against the Giants, I thought Will Harris was good. The Packers, he got hurt. He got hurt in the Packers game.
Yeah,
he got hurt in the Packers game, so it's incomplete with me. Right. I don't know what he is. The Giants game, I mean, we know that Russell Wilson was a quarterback. It is what it is. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna insult him. I'm not gonna keep insulting the man. It is what it is. So the body of work isn't thorough for me. But yeah, I thought they should have kept Jeremy Chin personally. But look, man, y'all know the story about Jeremy. If y'all don't know the story, this is the story about a story with Jeremy Chin. Adam Peters lowballed him. Oh, so he said the Raiders game. Okay, he got hurt in the Raiders game. Yeah. Everybody got worked against the Packers. So, I mean, he got worked. Everybody got worked. He had a good defensive player, but he got worked against the Packers like everybody else. Adam Peters lowballed Chin, and Chin was like, all right, I'm going to go to the Raiders and see what they want. And he didn't give him the chance to re-sign him. Because of that, because the initial offer was so disrespectful. Santiago, man, appreciate you, Santiago. You know you're my guy.
Thank you,
Both of our coordinators are not good enough to take us where we want to go. I agree.
Okay, I agree.
Yep.
I agree with that too. I agree with that whole thought process. But yeah, back. So I do want to speak of something positive. We've been talking about a lot, negative, and which is.
Can I get one thing in before we go to the positives? Because JP Finley just tweeted out a video of Mariota talking. And Mariota said, and I quote, said the Spain trip comes at a good time because it gives us time to figure out who we are. And if you're trying to figure out who you are in week 10, I think you're kind of cooked.
We're not kind of cooked. We're cooked.
We're cooked. I don't care what he says. I don't even know why Marcus even said that. I ain't gonna lie, that sounds real dumb. And I like Marcus. That sounds real dumb. Sorry, that's a dumb statement.
And Marcus has been on some bad teams.
Yeah, obviously. So Marcus should know better than that. It's not this is one thing. I'm not gonna say it was a positive. I did like Treylon Burks. I thought he played pretty well. I think I will give Adam Peters. I've been kind of negative on some of Adam Peters picks, but I will say I think Treylon Burks could be a steal if done correctly. It could be a good move. I think he played very well today. I see the potential. I think he's a guy that we talk about who needs we get to there's an interview process just to kind of see where he's at, and he's a guy that I feel like, all right, if he continues to play this role and play well towards the majority towards the end of the season, he's kind of auditioned himself to say, all right, we can have this guy as part of the future for this team. You know what I mean? Because he looked good. He got open one-on-one. Teams are playing this man. He got open deep. He made all the contested catches. I feel like, you know what? They could have had a steal here.
I want to see more Treylon Burks, even if Terry McLaurin comes back at some point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I want to see more Treylon Burks. And look, if we're talking about getting ready for 2026, he needs to play, and then hopefully we can sign him to a decent, somewhat reasonable 2-year deal or something like that to where if he really blows up next year, then we can give him a better deal.
No, I agree. And he's in that Adam Peters bargain market, right? Like you don't have to, you don't got to pay him a lot of money. To what Paul said, like, yeah, Burks is he could be our number 2, definitely. You know what I mean? And even to a point where you can definitely keep him. I mean, not keep him. You resign him because he's not going to cost a lot. If you want to resign Debo, I'm all for resigning Debo. I'm not gonna lie. Now I look at it, resigning Debo. Resign Debo, have Terry back. Now you have 3 receivers that I feel like,
And
that's a 3. You got Jaylen Lane, you got Luke McCaffrey. Like now your unit is deeper because now you can put Debo on the inside, put Debo in the slot, have Burke on the outside with Terry. Yeah, it looks better. It looks a lot better.
Although again, I don't know if Debo will be here next year.
I don't know either. But I'm just saying, I don't know if he's going to be here next year. But I would say I would try. Like I would definitely try to bring him back. And then now Jayden set up with a really good wide receiver unit, and it's deep enough to, like, if somebody goes down, you can have other guys. Now you have
exactly.
You have people in their right spots. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody goes down. So I would definitely just think about bringing him back because he is. I see it. I see it. He has potential.
Hey, two bright spots for me today. One, Zach Ertz caught a lot of footballs today.
George hates that. Go ahead.
I know George hates that. But also was Ben Stinnett was using the offense other than blocking.
Yes.
You know, and I think that was a big positive. That was a positive highlight there. That was there for me. And then the Chris Rodriguez experiment.
What was bad? He had touchdown.
It was bad.
They didn't run that much.
That was my point. He didn't get enough touches for me.
Yeah, but he didn't run him.
He got 6. Bill ended up with 11. So
yeah, like
Nick Nichols 5 again.
But
that's a little better than what we were doing. But here's the other problem: a lot of these carries came when the game was long over.
That's what I'm saying. George's, I got you. Yeah. The longest run was 9 and 9. Well, other than Mariota had 9, but all of them were 9. Like the longest run.
I don't know about y'all, but didn't y'all get scared when Mariota was running and got hit?
When he jumped like an idiot?
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. So
don't he know who our backup quarterback is?
That's like 3 or 4 times we've had a player jump.
He's not the first time he's done it too. Mariota does like a lot of wild stuff.
Mariota's done it, but Luke, that's how he got hurt.
Yeah, true.
Somebody else got hurt doing that, jumping up. What's going on? I mean, shouldn't that be something the coaches say? Hey, don't be doing that.
But yeah,
doing that.
Yeah,
I do want to go back to like the presser. Like I don't care what Dan says anymore. I'm actually with DC Slim is like
DC Slim's right about
it's all cliche and stuff. Like if you ain't doing action, I don't care what you're talking about. Like I really don't care. Like all this stuff. Like that's why when George, you talking about Mariota saying, I don't care about that type of talk either. Like
no, it's just that kind of caught me the wrong way.
I mean, it don't even matter. Yes. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to I'm just like watching. I don't even want to hear that stuff from them.
You just want to play. You just want to
play freaking football. Like show me something. I don't want to hear your talk. Like it's good for us. It's not good for us. Like nothing's good for you. Like you're not at that level to you to say anything's good for you. Like Coach Quinn is like, this ain't us or whatever. We think we're something that, dude, you're part of the problem. I ain't gonna be real, like, because you said this, like, this is not the language you used in the last couple weeks ago. No. Last week you were using different language. You were saying like, I know we're this team. Like I know we're this team. Now it's like, oh, we're not as good as we're not as good as we think we are, right?
Realization set in. Sometimes realization sets in, and you play with smoke and mirrors until you play against somebody else who comes to punch you in the mouth.
Some of this is my problem. Like watching this game, like obviously, like watching this game, I'm going defense because this is what pissed me off. The automatic assumption was that Mikey was gonna play outside, right? Mm-hmm. Right? That was the automatic assumption. He didn't. He played inside. He was the back. To Taj's point, a lot of times, like Jonathan Jones was starting outside, and Mikey was the backup, basically coming back in rotation on the inside.
Mikey did have a couple good plays on Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, he did, and he got beat on the touchdown. It's St. Brown, but at the same time, look. I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't care about Jonathan Jones. I don't care about Jonathan Jones. You're not gonna be here next year, Jonathan Jones. Probably. I don't care. Like you're not impacting this team in the long run.
Tell it.
Play. What happened last year? Your best corner on the outside was who?
Mikey Sanders still.
Why are you playing with why are you messing with this dude's mind?
Yeah, Mikey was your best corner.
Why? Like that's what I'm saying. This is something is wrong with like to DC Slim. That's when I keep talking about coaching. Something is wrong. Something is just wrong. Thoroughly. Like I don't know. You may have something in your own mind of what you feel like should be happening. But if somebody, like I'm a believer, if somebody shows me who they are, like if I know, if you show me you, that's who you are.
That's who you are.
If you show me you a good outside cornerback, if that's what you show me, all I can do is trust that. But I can't trust because you know what? You're smaller, you know, but you're twitchy. You're probably better inside. So let me just put you inside. But when you play inside, if I had to compare the two, where were you better at? You're better on the outside than you are inside. But you know what? My mind just says you're just going to be on the inside. You're probably a better inside corner. You're a better nickel corner. That's what my mind tells me. But from what I've shown you, though, I've shown you that I'm better. I'm a better playmaker. I'm better overall on the outside. Like, nah, man. And I'm not blaming Witt by himself. I'm putting that on Quinn too, Coach Quinn, because I heard him talk about it in the presser.
Yeah.
So like, coaching got to get better. Like, so I don't want to hear nothing about like I don't want to hear none of that cliche talk. I'm using DC Slim. I don't want to hear none of that cliche talk. On Monday, because I know today it's fresh. I know how it is. Today is fresh. And they just got to talk to the team, whatever, blow them up, whatever they want to do. On Monday, when you, quote unquote, when you watch film, yeah, you see whatever you got to see. If I don't hear no real true assessment, if I don't hear I'm calling plays or this person's gone, I'm ignoring everything. I don't even care. I don't want to see no clips. I don't want to see no tweets. I don't want to see the reporters telling us this, that, and the other. I'm like, I'm over that. Like, I'm not in for the fakeness. That's all fake. That's all talk just to be heard. I'm not for that. I'm not listening to that. So, like, Coach Quinn, God bless you and everything, but I'm not here for that kumbaya talk. Leave that somewhere else.
Because again, we no longer need a kumbaya. We need a performance, right? This team is on a 5-game losing streak. We don't need anyone else. You need a W, right? You need a win. Hopefully, I'm glad that Miami is moving up because now you can beat Miami. If you can beat Miami, you know, if strongly, if that means you beat a quality team, right?
Oh, you're talking about like So
that may give you some momentum. But again,
I think he's called some of the defense. Well, the last 2 weeks, Miami was trash and everybody was supposed to get fired.
Do I think DC Slim? Do y'all think Dan Quinn's calling some of the plays? That's a good question. I think he's part of the process. Let me put it that way. I refuse to think.
DC Slim talked about earlier. He's got the headset on.
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. Like I'm gonna be real with you. I told this to Taj. Like you got your job as as a very respected defensive coordinator. If your defense is struggling and you're not calling it, like you're not working, you're not part of the process. If your defense is struggling and you're not part of the process, then you're not doing a good job as a coach.
True.
Like I can get if you're an offensive minded coach, that's different. But you're a defensive minded coach. If you're not part of the process, you're not doing your job as a head coach. Because what's the numbers again? 40, 30. Like if you ain't step in by now, and you're supposed to be one of the more respected defensive coordinators, like defensive minded coaches in the NFL, then that's a problem.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
The leader is always a problem, right? The leader has to change. The leader has to be able to change the culture. He changed the culture when we was 14-3. He has to change the culture while you're now 3-6.
Yeah, he got it. Go ahead, Glenn. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, he got some time to do so, but it has to start tomorrow. I mean, it has to start tonight. You know, it's that you go in and fix the things.
Glenn, it should have started like a couple weeks ago.
It could have gone, but we can't fix it.
I know what you're saying.
We don't have a DeLorean, and we can't go back, and this ain't 1985, right? You know, but you got to start at a certain point. Mm-hmm. And you know, somebody asked the question later: do you think Dan Quinn has lost the locker room? I can tell you this much: if they're losing Spain, there is no locker room.
I don't know. Go ahead, George.
That's six in a row.
Yeah. Well, and I would say this: how can you not? The only way you're not going to lose that locker room is if you provide some accountability to one of these coordinators. Because seriously, you can't sit here as y'all been talking about and say and say all these things about you said it. Next man up, anytime, anywhere, competition. Yep. You're not benching guys who are not playing well. You're not taking it out on the coordinators, honestly, whose units aren't producing. Mm-hmm. So he may not have lost it yet. I don't know. Again, I'm trying to reconcile what Candy told us in pregame with what we saw out there today. Because I can't right now. I cannot understand how the vibes inside could be that good, and then they come out there and do that. So, I mean, has he lost the locker room? Probably not yet, but he's on his way.
He lost players.
Wonder if some of that fighting and stuff on the field is the first sign of the cracks in the foundation.
Yeah, he's lost players. Cliff has lost players. Joe Witt has lost people who's not believing in any scheme right now or believing in their stuff. My only thing I can go to Dan Quinn is because Dan Quinn says everything comes to the headset, so he has veto power, and so what we see is stuff that he co-signed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The stuff we see is stuff that he co-signed right now, and so
and here's another question I want to put out to you: did they try to trade some of these guys and teams were like, no, we're not interested? Was there like no market? Because that's kind of disturbing.
No one knows. That's not fair to say. I can't even tell you is the fact that no one knows. Like I there were players I heard that would. I think Marshawn. I know Marshawn before the injury. There was rumors that the Saints wanted. I mean, not the Saints. The Bears wanted him.
Trade him. Should have got rid of him.
Before the injury, that was a rumor. But I wouldn't say nobody wants. I think folks wanted like Payne and them, but depending on what you want, depending on it's bargaining. Like you may not be willing. Yeah. You wanted better assets than what they were trying to give you. You know what I mean? Just like for instance, Breece. We know Breece Hall. People wanted Breece Hall, but Breece Hall, the Jets kept him because they didn't like what people were offering. You know what I mean? So you have a market, just that you may not like what people are offering. I just think that I kind of feel like Glen's point. I agree with Glen. I think that he's lost certain people. Mm-hmm. Not everybody, and maybe those people won't be back next year. To be real with you,
true.
But he's lost certain people. Some people are going to ride with Dan Quinn. You know, I know Dan Quinn and Jayden have a really good relationship, so I don't think that in that case he didn't lose Jayden Daniels or anything like that. But he's lost. I'm sure he lost some dudes.
Yeah,
he lost some dudes. I'm not going to. Yeah, he said Jags winning Payne. That's what Paul said. So I'm not sure. He lost some dudes though. I mean, I know he's lost some dudes. I'm not going. He do. DC Slim, he do. Like back in, he do. I'm telling you, I'm getting some real. He do. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean like at the end of the day, but that doesn't mean it doesn't. Like, he's gonna have those again. Some of those individuals will be gone, but that doesn't mean that if it keeps the way it's going, that he won't lose more. Like he can definitely lose more valuable pieces too. Like he can definitely lose more valuable pieces. Like no one likes to lose this way. That I do know. It's not like people can not handle losing, but if you're competitive, they can see like light at the end of the tunnel. But when you're getting beat like this, nah. You know what I'm saying? Nah. When you get beat like this, tell you, I'm being real. Like people will they will look at you sideways, and that's the problem. Like I know Come on, like George, the numbers, do it up, like the numbers again. Like let's just do it. Let's have fun with it. The Cowboys put how much on us?
44.
44.
Right. Kansas City put 28 on us, right? 28.
That's correct. 28.
Seattle put how much on us?
38.
And this team put how much on us?
44.
Yeah. If you get beaten like this on the NFL and in the NFL, where like Todd said was a great point, like they made it to the NFL, so they can compete at a high level. They were like, to get beat like this consistently makes it seem like you can't play football worth a lick. That's the truth. And these are scores. The scores that you're putting out there are scores that it could have been worse. These teams play with their food. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they play.
We said that. Yeah, DC, we said 44. We said 44. We put that out there too.
And they play loose, not confused. If you look at the good defenses, they're fluid. They run to the football. They know what they're doing. I think a lot of it is that this organization, us, the Commanders, and I don't want to say last year was smoke and mirrors. The stars aligned, right? Mm-hmm. The stars aligned and everything worked out. This year's how do you handle the adversity? Dealing with a defense, dealing with Joe Witt. Getting ready to go into your offseason, because they're going to go to offseason. Let's talk about going into offseason. How do you handle, as Dan Quinn, the manager of this ship, right? The captain of the ship, El Capitan. So how do you manage this with relationships to players and relationships to your coach? That's the biggest question for Dan Quinn. What is he going to do when he talk character and culture? When the character and culture you have in integrity is required for you to let go of player/coach or coach-player, whichever scenario we want to get into. That's where we're going to measure Dan Quinn's stay in Washington if he has to do something that he's uncomfortable with.
I like this point about. I'm gonna read your question, Paul, too. I like the statement by Tony. He said, "Yes, the scheme is an issue at times, mainly because of the lost personnel, but we don't have an identity at all coming off of an NFC Championship run. Okay, we came in saying that we want to run the ball clearly. Yeah, we don't have an identity. I agree with you. Like after the NFC like this team, last year's team had an identity. This year we don't have no identity. I agree with you. 110%, Tony. Paul has serious question, gentlemen. If they lose to the Dolphins in the same fashion, is Dan on the table? If he gets blown out by the Dolphins in the same.
I mean, the Dolphins' offense is picking up the last few weeks.
They could definitely.
They smacked the Bills today.
Yes, they did.
If they could smack the Bills, they could smack us.
At the start of the season, I was saving Washington for this coming game in terms of eliminator and suicide pools, and now I'm not even going to go near it. Miami's actually come out the favorite. I saw somebody that already put the number out. It was 1.5.
They should be.
I mean, if you give up 30 plus. I mean, they got talent on offense. Achane, Waddle.
Yeah.
You know, if Tua's playing well, that offense is tough. But Tua's had his issues. If you give up 30 plus to them, something's got to happen.
Something has to happen.
Yeah. And look,
is Waller going to play? Is Waller going to play that game too? Waller?
I don't know. Waller barely has played. I thought Waller might have been on IR for the year. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I know he was back on IR with an injury. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, it shouldn't matter that there's a bye week in 2 weeks. We can wait till then.
It don't matter.
In a normal situation, Joe Witt would be walking tonight.
Yes. Yeah.
He would be turning in his key card. Agreed. Tonight, he would be emptying his office tomorrow morning. You don't give up, what is it, 180 points in 5 games in this losing streak is what we've given up? Something like that.
Todd had
179 or 180.
Paul had a crazy. He had the number.
But it's 179 and 5 is 100 and whatever Paul
that's
put.
36. That's 36 points a game over 5 weeks.
That's crazy,
which is insane. And they were before today, coming into today, they were in the bottom 5 in total defense. They were in the bottom 10 in scoring defense and passing defense. All those numbers, of course, are going to get worse after today.
Yeah.
I know, and I know what people are saying. Oh, we can't turn the staff over. We have to have stability. We can't be like we were in the Snyder era. There has to come a point where there is accountability for this.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's cutting. In the old days, it used to be sometimes. I remember Jimmy Johnson cut a player on the plane after losing to Washington 1 year.
Right.
Up in Washington because he was so mad about it.
It's
like there's got to be accountability, and there isn't any right now. At least not that I can tell.
But hey y'all, if y'all on YouTube right now, please hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe. Most of y'all subscribe. I know most of y'all subscribe, but anyway, subscribe anyway. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But that's the culture. I mean, again, the culture has to be for this next 7 weeks, whatever the case may be, to one game at a time play football. Right? You're auditioning, right, to either come back to this team or you're auditioning for the other 31 teams, and that's where it has to be at. That if you want to change the dynamic of this organization right now, we got smoked and mirrored last year, last point, and everybody jumped on the bandwagon. We had the rose-colored glasses on and not look at the mistakes and not look at the high scores, and then look at what he did this year with drafts, trades, free agency. Nothing was for the defense. At the end of the day, defense wins championships, and they have to cut. Dan Quinn, who's the defensive guy, has to be knocking on Adam Peters' door like, hey, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I want, and this is what my scouts brought me back. So let's make it happen. So
I think we can end it here.
Yep.
But yeah, this was a tough one.
Yep. The last couple ones been tough.
Yeah, that couple ones been tough. But you know what? I will say this, and Phil, you came out and saying we're glad we're doing this stream, win or lose.
Thank you, Phil.
Appreciate that comment.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, we're gonna be still doing it, win or lose. We're gonna be doing these every Sunday or every Monday, whenever. We got any more primetime games? Are we prime timed out?
We've got one, but it's going to get flexed. I think we got the Broncos game after the bye is going to. I would 100% bet that's getting flexed out.
All right, cool.
Unless Jayden Daniels returns that game.
Oh, possibly. That's possible. But yeah,
Jayden Daniels versus Bo Nix don't look nearly as hot as it did at the start of the season. I can tell you that much.
Easy chat, and appreciate you, DC.
Appreciate you,
DC.
Slim.
Yeah, we about to. But again, appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Appreciate appreciate the super chats. Appreciate just folks in the chat, the likes, just the vibes. You know what I mean? Because you all be dope. Appreciate y'all for pulling up and having a conversation about this horrible game that we all watch. But yeah, hopefully we'll have a show on Thursday, right? We'll do a Thursday pod and another live stream. And if you're new to the All Burgundy and Go Errrything, make sure you pull up Thursday because we'll have a show. It'll be about a topic. Hopefully, it's about Joe Witt being fired. And we can just kind of go in with that. If he gets fired, we can do breaking news, right? Right, Glenn?
Yeah, we do breaking news.
We do something breaking. We'll do an emergency pod or something like that. But yeah, hopefully, I guess hopefully it gets. I mean, obviously, I hope it gets better, but I don't expect it to get better. I don't know if I want it to get better, though. To be honest with you, I think I want a good draft pick. So I don't know. If I want it to get
we on the clock. We on the clock.
Yeah, we on the clock. You know what I mean? But anyway, man, appreciate y'all for pulling up. You guys are the real MVPs. Y'all be safe. You know, be safe out there.
Yeah.
Because this is tough. I ain't gonna lie to you. I have nothing to say. This is real tough. Anyway, you've been listening to All Burgundy and Go Errrything, powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia, for ages. A Yeti, deuces. Like being last place sucks.